Greetings, my beautiful beings, and welcome back to my channel, Cockroach Wisdom to Transform Your Life. In today's video, we are going to continue on with the Gematria of the cockroach, and I will expound upon some words and share with you some startling discoveries of what I made as I've researched these words. So without further ado, here we go. The next one is, I am a real God. Could the cockroach be an actual real God? The next one is, a think life. Now, what would happen if you create the life that you want by thinking it? They say that when we look around us and we see all the things that are in our visual perception, in our realm of reality, we are responsible for it all being there. Okay, that's great. I look around and I see a lot of stuff. And, it's stuff that makes me happy. I know where it is. I look over there and I see it's always there if I need it and whatever. But is this the end all be all? Or is this the thing that's going to help move me to the next level? Is this it? And how did it all happen? How did I actually, get it? Okay, because I had a need for it. And so I looked for it. I researched it. I shopped on Amazon. I went to IKEA or I called up some people who maybe had it or whatever the case may be. All kind of like incidental and accidental, unintentional. But how about if we do it intentional? To set my intention, or for you to set your intention to say, okay, I now want to live a life free of struggle because I've lived the struggle and I know the struggle. I know what the bottom of the abyss looks and feels like. I know what it feels like to live in a metaphorical kind of solitary confinement. And now I want to walk in the sun. I want to walk on the beach. I want to jump in the ocean and let the salt water just flow through my locks. And I want to come out wet, shining, and beaming. And I want to dry in the sun and do it all over again. And then when I'm all done, I want to take a nice little short walk to my house, which is located not too far from the beach. It's a beautiful house. And there I am living with my partner, or because we are a bit more modern these days, shall I say my partners, because we share together an empire. We're all on the same page. We get each other. So if I want to think a life, this is the life that I'm thinking. The next one is, end begging, big change. End. END. End begging. Stop begging because the big change is coming. See, this is my interpretation. How would you interpret it? Because there's actually only one way to interpret things now these days. You have to interpret things on a higher frequency. Period, hands down, nothing else to discuss. So no need to beg anymore because the big change is coming. And I know it may seem impossible, too great of a feat. Like, are you trying to tell me that I can finally live the life of my dreams, come up out of this dark hole, that I really don't have to beg, and that big change is coming? Yes, I'm telling you that it's coming. Just know it. I'm not saying believe it. I'm saying know it. The next one in Gematria related to the cockroach is called finance official. Your finances are now official. Your finances are now official. You remember the financial freedom you was looking for? Well, now it's here. It has arrived. It's swirling around up there in 4D. There's like this there's like this big wad of cash that somebody is carrying, and they're going to that 4D bank and they're putting it into their account so that they can send it over to you electronically, digitally into your bank account. Now, the same thing is happening for me. I see myself in 4D, or I see that 4D bank, and I see uh, a philanthropist, a business partner, a client, someone going with a big wad of cash to that 4D bank, and they're depositing that money into their account with a request to send it electronically, digitally into my account. And this money is due to arrive on the 29th of June. So now how's that for a Think Life and Begging Big Change finance official? Gematria of the Cockroach goes on with the Neo, which, when you do the anagram of Neo, it also means the one. So the cockroach is the one. So what's up? Find DNA seed. God's magic. One of my favorite phrases in Gematria. Seal of Adam. Miriam Makeba. I am God DNA code. Now, I find it very interesting, to say the least, that there are lots of references regarding, God, DNA, code, the one, seed. Uh, it confirms my investigation on what's making the cockroach a very mystical, magical creature. And I didn't even consider putting even those words together. I am God DNA code. So I felt impelled to research God DNA code. And you will not believe what I found. Oh man, there's actually a God code literally within the DNA structure called VMAT2. And it is the God gene. And there has been talks, a lot of people making videos. I'll have to find a few and actually download them onto my hard drive, because, YouTube has been kind of busy uh, deleting videos and deleting channels. And if you find a really good video that offers you some key information, you're just going to have to instantly, automatically download it onto your hard drive, because you just may never see that video again. Uh, with that, let me just say to the spirits, to the tech gods, to my laptop spirit, to the gods of the cyberspace and internet, to infinite wisdom, to all my ancestors, angels, guardian angels, watch over my YouTube content so that it will never be touched, never be destroyed, never be taken down, and that it may offer all kinds of value for anyone who watches my channel, listens to my channel, subscribes to my channel, comments, and just offers their energy in exchange for the content that I'm providing. So I just want to put that out there. So yeah, there is a God gene within the DNA called the VMAT2. What if? Like, why are they even calling this VAXX? Why are they even calling it a DNA thing? Why is it anything related to DNA, to genetics? because it has to be that everything that our organism experiences through its five senses, through its fine feelers, through its auric field, is interacting with our DNA, and we already have that ancient historical, for us, mysterious code within our DNA, like whatever it is. I guess we can look at our own behavior, observe our own behavior, and kind of figure out what potential capabilities we might have hidden within our DNA. Uh, because unfortunately, that's one of the most important things that you're not really allowed to know about, is about yourself, and how you actually operate on a DNA level. Now, somebody knows how you operate. Somebody really knows how you operate on a basic genetic code level. Unfortunately, it's not the one who owns that DNA. It's not the one who's living that genetic code. So I don't really particularly feel good about that. I mean, when you're young, when you're sick, you go to the doctor and you trust that he knows better, and he wants to give you, the quality of care. And so you give you give your trust and you give your life, basically, to this so-called professional, um, without even giving a second thought that maybe he's got a different agenda to fill. So I just want to put that out there. Uh, and then we have this what you call it, this messenger RNA and RNA, and just all things happening inside of the genetic code. And then they're introducing CRISPR, which is the ability to absolutely do anything you want to do. I mean, not you, but like the so-called scientists and professionals. Like, we don't have access to that particular technology. However, we do have access to our own technology, and we can alter our own DNA through our environment. So even if you're living in I mean, this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton, are talking about all the time with epigenetics, brain-heart coherence. Being able to communicate directly with your own genes and your own DNA code, and making that connection, which will be a topic of another video, because that's the foundation of life. Yeah, so I researched that, this VMAT2 gene, and I would recommend you researching it as well, because it seems to be that um, getting this VAXX could be a way to annihilate that um, that particular code in your gene. And yeah, okay, some people say, well, I'm an atheist anyway, so I don't really care. I don't believe, and yeah, so what? If the God gene is gone. Okay, that's one perspective. What if it's gone? And what if you get stuck in a loop that you can no longer get out of? Maybe there is actually I mean, look. If I truly thought or believed that this life was all there is, I would have been finished a long time ago. Because for me, it's been really a hard journey. I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking around at people being successful, driving in their convertibles, their fancy cars with the top down, and just seeming to live the good life. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why can't it be like that for me? Running successful businesses, and traveling, and seeming to know stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm like, why? Whose idea was it to put me into this system, into this game, into this narrative, shortchanged, so void of skill and knowledge and foreknowledge. When I have the foreknowledge, when I have the skill, when I have that all encoded in my DNA, why would anybody want to intercept that? You can't tell me that my body doesn't have its own intelligence, but because like my spirit, my essence, the foundation, building blocks of my being doesn't have its own intelligence, but because I was put inside of a dysfunctional narrative, programming my biological computer to be malfunctioning, to work in contrary to my original genetic code, then it's like trying to ride a bicycle and the front wheel is crooked. You can't go straight. You're only going to go around in circles. So yeah, this is some of the things that I happened upon when I was doing the Gematria for the cockroach. The next one is tobacco, which I find to also be quite cool because when we're thinking about, for example, Papa Legba, one of the things that he enjoys when you want to set up an altar to him is to have tobacco on the altar. Okay, I'm just going to read a couple of more, and I'm going to make a part 3 and continue on with Cockroach Gematria because I find these words to be the foundation of life, the building blocks. For example, the next one is called In Beginning. Again, the foundation of life. What beginning? Where is the beginning? Is there a beginning? Or is it never ending? Things to ponder. The next one is I'm American. Magical garden. Magical garden. Magical garden. Now is the time to plant seeds into your magical garden. What kind of seeds are you going to plant into your magical garden? I'm planting the seeds of prosperity, of perfect health, uh, regeneration, youthing, getting younger, stronger, vitalistic every single day, with every passing day. All energy that comes my way feeds my goals and intentions and catapults me into my highest and best version of myself. How's that for planting some seeds, people? Okay, let's do one more. The next one is radical healing. Now, come on. Do you need a radical healing? Because I know I need a radical healing. So I'm calling on the cockroach God. I'm calling on the cockroach deity. I'm calling on the cockroach deity. Micah age, Micah age, Micah age. That's the word for the cockroach deity. Micah age, Micah age, Micah age. Abracadabra, gold, abracadabra, age. Make it so. Cockroach deity, I'm giving you the shout out today, calling on you, honoring you, giving you recognition, because I haven't actually seen the hardcore evidence yet, except for all of this 4D evidence, and that is almost enough, but I'm waiting for somebody to join in to say, you found it. We've been trying to hide it from you, but you found the secret. The cockroach god deity, he's the secret. He's the one who's running this show. He's the one in charge of all of this. Because there's so many of them. They reproduce like mad, and they have a leader, the insectoid, leader, and yeah, and you discovered it. So that's what it is. Cockroach deity, cockroach god. Look, 9 days. Make it so. Abracadabra gold, abracadabra age. It's time for change. It's time for change. What was that? What was that? That Gematria word with the change in it. End begging, big change. Okay, cockroach, God, deity. I'm not begging. I'm not the begging kind. But I know you feel my heart. You see my soul. You know me. I'm just saying, it's time for change. It's time for big change. It's time for that kind of change where people look around and be like, how'd she do that? That's the kind of change I'm talking about, Cockroach God. Cockroach God, it's time for that big change where people be like, where did she do that? Cockroach God, Cockroach deity. It's time for some big change. People just look around and be like, but with whom did she do that? Cockroach God, I'm looking to you for big change. That when people look around, they're going to be like, well, when did she do that? With whom did she do that? We didn't even know she left. Man, she was like really under the radar. She moved fast. That happened in no time flat. Cockroach God, I'm calling on you for big change. 9 days. Cockroach God, it is time. You know my heart, you know my soul, you know my mind, and and I don't have to struggle no more. It's all said and done. It's a done deal. I'm ready to live in my abundance now, Cockroach God, because I know the struggle. I've seen the struggle, and I've learned a lot of lessons from the struggle that I want to pass it on to others, and I want that they get great value from this channel, Cockroach God, and that this channel grows, and that people subscribe, and that they want to have consultations with me, because I know a lot of stuff that I don't really talk about, and you can talk to me about anything under the sun, and Cockroach God, that 4D manifestation with that bank, and somebody walking in 4D to that bank, depositing in that big wad of cash into their bank account and sending it to me electronically, digitally into my bank account here in 3D. Cockroach good. Time for you to come through for me, because I feel we share a lot of similarities. You have shown up on my radar for a reason. I'm seeing all of these correlations, all of these connections, and I know that it has to be for a reason. And I'm not begging. I'm not begging, Cockroach God. All I'm saying is that I know that I'm divine light and the power is indeed within me. So I'm using my words to manifest. I'm sending my words to you in the aethers, wherever you guys are listening to me with your antennas, your senses, your feelers, your hive mind thinking mentality. I'm talking to you guys. Come through. 9 days. It's already been 2 days past, so we got 7 more days to go. Abracadabra gold, abracadabra age. Make it so, Cockroach God. Micah age, Micah age, Micah age. That's the magic word to manifest, Cockroach God. Make it so. 7 days. Time for big change. Peace.